I think there are some teachers that have a great performance, but there are some others that do not pay a lot of attention to their students. They are like a little less motivated to improve students' learning, and I think they are like good and bad teachers at ADCA. Not all of them are good and not all of them are bad teachers.
In my major, I like these subjects, but the teachers, I know they have a lot of experience, but a lot of teachers can explain the subject very well, because we have like a lot of teachers that don't get on time on the appointment or the classes, and that's like a very bad for the students, because we have like classes on 7 a.m. and the teachers don't come, or they don't do like a very good like having the grades on time, or they don't explain a lot, or they only use like PowerPoint and that's all in the class. Well, yes. Well, I don't consider there are bad experience, but I consider that are bad behaviors of the teachers, because as we are like mentioned in the other point, some of the teachers don't get on time of the classes, and that causes in the students like be more irresponsibility on us.
Yes, I have had a lot of teachers that are not very coherent with their forms of evaluation and the things they ask for us to do. I have had one teacher that he was super strict, and he was always getting late to class or talking about any other thing that has nothing to do with the class. I think they would all work in a different implementation, but together. I think like just training would not help, or just applying sanctions would not help. I think they have to be a group of specific activities or methods that they should apply for teachers to make them do a better work.
I think all the answers are right, because we know a lot of teachers, not only in the university, are not well paid, and that is a big problem in Mexico. Also, we know that with this like fact, they don't do their responsibilities, and that affects us a lot. And if they have sanctions, it will help to prevent this. But I don't know. I don't think the sanctions are the solution of all the problems.
My name is Ricardo Montoya, and I am an English teacher here in the SEA. I teach English. I come every day from Monday through Thursday, and well, the goal of the class is for everybody to be able to speak English, or at least to understand it a little bit more.
Good morning. Thank you for coming to this office. My name is Ricardo Valdez, and I am a full-time professor here at the SEA, and I teach Finance International class and International Commerce class.
Okay, with the students, the thing is, I think in the SEA, the thing is that there are many people that take the class because they feel obligated to, because they are forced to. There are many students that don't take it seriously. I have worked both in private schools and in the university, and the private schools are full with people that finish their career, and they realized after that they needed English, and they go to private schools and they pay a lot of money, and they get frustrated because that's when they finally realize that it was an important thing to have, because they want a better job, they want more money, they want to go up the ladder, the company's ladder, and the thing that is holding them back is their English level or their English proficiency. And everybody's in a hurry because of that. Everybody thinks that they can, I don't know, people think that they can learn in 3 months, in 6 months, or things like that. And that's a problem because acquiring a language is never that fast. Yeah. With the students in the SEA, well, the thing is that the groups are big and you have multiple personalities, different types of people, and there are people who are very into the class, very interested in it, they make an effort, and then you have a lot of people that is just like playing around and they don't really care, and it's really hard to get everybody focused on the same thing. But in general, I think the school is pushing for English to be more important, more prominent, even with the English subjects that you have in your career. And I think people is getting more aware of it, like as generations pass. I don't think it's gonna be that fast, but I think that's the way it's gonna be. I mean, I think eventually people is gonna get in the same side, I think.
Each generation of student is quite different. In the far past, the generation lasts about 5 years. So you prepare classes, you teaches classes. You teach class in the same model for about 5 years. But at this time, each semester is very different. So you have to improve a lot of didactical techniques to get involved the students. So it's hard. Every semester you have to prepare different things of class.
A problematic student-teacher relation during the class could be, I don't know, there are many reasons for that. One of them, I think, is that sometimes teachers and students, they get too close. I mean, it's nice to be around you guys, and I think, I don't know, people are people. So, but the thing is that sometimes we start treating each other as if we were friends, and we can be friends, but the thing is that we have to grade you at the end of the day. And sometimes students get too comfortable and they start like just being absent and assuming the teacher is going to pass them just because they are nice to them and stuff like that. And in the end, that's a problem, because as a person you want to be close to people, but I mean, it's just like your nature or some people's nature. The problem is that at the end you have to give them a grade, and I think people start misunderstanding the relationship, and sometimes they feel as if it was like a mandatory thing, or as if it was what has to happen in the end. Yeah, another problem is, I think, in general, the English class is a little disrespected by the other, by the career coordinations and stuff, because they start planning a lot of events at the time of the classes, and they start like telling their students to go to events and to be absent from the classes. And then you have students that during the course, I mean, in a normal semester we have around 60 to 70 classes, and then everybody has the right to 10 absences, and then with all the justifications and stuff, all the things that they do outside of the class, there are some people that end up coming to like half of the classes, and they expect you to pass them anyways. So I think there's also this thing that happens in which students at the end of the semester sometimes they fail, and when they fail, sometimes they blind the teachers, and then I don't know, like they had a good relationship up until that point, and then after being failed, I don't know, they take it personal sometimes. I think, I don't know, that's my experience at least.
A lot of professors don't do their work. A lot of professors don't come to class. A lot of professors have to be fired. Almost half of the professors have to go home, and we have to have a lot of new professors that they want to work. This flat, speaking in British, this flat, we have about 60 professors, 60 full-time professors, and we call this the social security flat, because we have a lot of doctors, but they don't attend nobody. So if you see all these offices, we are only maybe 5 or 60 professors, so we don't have professors.
Okay, so to improve the performance of teachers in the SEA, I think it would be important to monitor a little bit more closely what teachers do in the classroom. I think I like the freedom of teaching that we have here in the SEA or in the university in general, but I think in the end, classes should be more similar to one another. I think teachers have different styles, and that's okay, but in the end, everybody should have the same information at the end of a semester. I think something that could improve the level of teaching would be a closer monitoring, because in the end, I don't know, we have meetings and stuff, and then we talk about how or what things we should do, but then we have all semester to do pretty much what we want, and at the end of the semester, somebody comes to you and asks you, did you do the thing that we agreed on? And you say, like, yeah, of course I did it, and that's it. But there's no accountability in that way. I mean, I know that supervision is not like a very popular thing that people want when they are working, and I don't mean that there should be like a supervisor everywhere, like in every class or anything like that, even every week or every 2 weeks. But I think there should be more. I mean, they should make sure that teachers are not taking the easy way, that teachers are like at least covering the program or speaking with students in the way they should, or I don't know, like just speaking about the basics, just to make sure that every student has the same information at the end of a semester, because I think it can vary a lot depending on which teacher you had. I think that would be good. Okay.
I think if you fired 5 professors, all the professors come to work. Instead of having a lot of control, a lot of techniques or control techniques. I know I have a kind of military. If you fire a professor that don't teach it, that don't come to class, well, they will come another professor. So I fire half of the professor. I will fire half of the professor for sure. But the management, the bosses don't understand that. Oh my God. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Is that my...
Okay, in my major, I like the subjects, but
Are not very congruent or coherent. Oh, pues por volver a grabar, por favor. Lo siento.
it's okay, but if they don't do it, they don't put on practical way.